Let's face it, that cat ruined our already miserable lives.
Well, he's a cracker.
Hollywood, where the streets are paved with gold, where the giddies never growed. That's all I really know of the lyrics. Cats Don't Dance is an amazing, fun critique of the American dream. It is absolutely exemplary of how fake the American dream is. This sort of idea of working hard, no matter how hard you try, as long as you like work super hard, you will get to where you want to be, and that's just not the case. I'm pretty sure this idea was sort of floating around in the early 1900s, which this movie is set in the 1930s, so it actually just makes a lot of sense to what they're trying to tell, like, oh, you know, you can do it as long as you're not poor, as long as you're not an animal, as what they call it, and to me that just basically means black. It also showcases how fucked up like Hollywood and all these like big places in order to get your name big really is, because like it's like you need connections no matter what. If you don't have family connections, you're just going to be nobody, or you have to be extremely lucky in order to really break the mold. It showcases things like classism, like racism, in honestly such an interesting way that I can't help but be astonished by this. It's extremely good writing, and although the pace is sort of fast, I actually enjoy the pace of this movie. Like it moves at like breakneck pace, but it's just like of the era. It feels like, you know, Hollywood. It feels like, you know, it makes sense. What doesn't make sense is how good this animation is. It is absolutely astonishing and just immaculate in every single sense. Like, the one thing I don't like about this animation per se is the backgrounds. The backgrounds are very simplistic. They are very basic, which is like not too good in the era, because I believe 2 to 3 years later, Bambi would release, and Bambi has beautiful painted backgrounds. Like, you can't touch Bambi. Like, Disney was in their prime back in the day, and this is just like, the backgrounds are so basic, but it makes up for it in the character animation. The character animation is, woo, it is so good. It is so expressive. Like, I hate like comparing this to Looney Tunes. Not to say like Looney Tunes is bad at all, but like I have no other real comparisons. This feels like very stretchy, very like emotive. It's so good, it's so nice, and I just love it. It really does remind me when cartoons used to be cartoons, in the sense that like these characters would play a lot with their backgrounds. Like, it would be just so impossible, so crazy and out there, but it would make sense in their world. Like, this sort of animation is just, it's fun. It's super nice. The score is another thing that is nice, although there are some moments to where I wasn't really feeling the score per se. I don't really like the goofy noises, and it's just not my thing personally. But for the most part, there's instrumentation. There's like there's moments to where they add saxophones, like saxes, pianos, some violins, some strings. Instruments I absolutely adore and love, and they implement it so well. It feels so jazzy. It feels so Hollywood. Now, to talk a little bit about this story is about a cat named Max who goes to Hollywood in order to apply for an acting job. He is acting in a musical, and he wants to like sing, he wants to dance, but he finds out very quickly that he an animal, he a minority, okay? You can't do that here. I will, however, say that this movie is a musical. It's something I forgot to talk about, the song aspect of this movie. But it's none of the songs are necessarily the greatest in my opinion. They don't stick with you. There's lines, there's segments that do stick with you. I very much believe that, but like the song in its entirety, or the songs in their entirety, I just don't see it personally. That's not to say the songs are bad in any sort of sense. No, no, no. These songs are actually pretty good for the most part. It's just that they aren't anything that you're gonna like, I don't know, drool over for the most part. Like the singing is pretty okay. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's like, it's good. It's not like top tier, something I would actually drool over.
I must have lost my mind. I could close my eyes.
Although everyone is good at singing, it feels like Darla, the main antagonist of this movie, she's meant to feel this sort of role of actually being the antagonist when she's singing, like having this sort of like very distinct and almost like slightly annoying sort of tone when she's singing. I believe that's very blatant, and it kind of makes her songs kind of teeter for the most part, but I get the point. It's meant to be like that. I gotta say, I really do resonate with one of the songs she sings, which is Big and Loud. She has this lyric that says, "You don't gotta be good, you just gotta be big and loud." And Lord, no, that's true. That's absolutely true right now. I mean, you don't need skill for shit anymore. Look at your YouTube feed. Like, when's the last time you actually like watched a video and you actually like felt something instead of like putting it in the background and then forgetting about like what this person said, or this person's rambling for like fucking 2 hours or something like that because they can't condense a fucking script, yet they actually dog on other people who do write script. Oh my god. Anyway, to get back on track, I gotta say Cats Don't Dance is an absolute 8 for me. The only real issues I have with this movie is gotta be the songs. I don't feel the songs are very memorable for the most part, and I don't feel they reach their max potential. I feel it's kind of like, it's kind of good, not great, and I feel like it should have been in that great territory personally. Only other thing I'm really a little bit iffy on is the pacing, because although I did say I did like the pacing, it could use a couple moments to breathe personally. But other than that, the characters are very exuberant, they're very stand out, like very exhilarating to see. Yeah, but that's all I have to say. Anyway, how's it going, pups? It's a canine, and I'm rose-colored boy. Heard you making all that noise about the world you want to see. I'm so annoyed, 'cause I just killed off what is left of the optimist in me. I fucking love Paramore.